This plot speaks to a deep factional fight still very much alive in the Midlands. I'm still clearly viewed as a threat, lest we forget. I've gone to the Midlands, to my village, to build. And they're trying to do anything. It is common knowledge that Comrade Moyo held a meeting with the chiefs, trying to implicate the Honorable Vice President Chiwenga. Can I be honest with you today, and let it be in my record, even on my tweet? I am a fan of General Chiwenga's way of doing things from a militant point of view, because I've always believed that this country needs people who are militant, who are straightforward. When you deal with him in the office, what he tells you happens. He's a great pillar for the president. He's operational and he does it very well. If I was in ZANU-PF saying this, I would have been told I'm in his faction. But I can say it because he's a leader appointed by the president who's competent enough to do what he does. This country needs a militant approach. It does not need a priest. It needs somebody who's dogmatic, and I've said it on Twitter. But they've been trying to soil, and how they bring him in to this, and they're sending her to say that I wished him dead. At what point? At what point? How many times did I meet her? How many times did I talk to her? The reason why she went to Shurugi was she wanted to donate some medical stuff to the people of Shurugi. I had a village meeting with everybody there. By the way, anything that happens between two individuals, male and female, is private. It's not discussed in public. And the one who decides to talk about it in public must continue with the discussion. I'm still searching for a good wife. And she must not know me as somebody who will spill the beans. So allow me to search quietly. The issue of sex by consent of two individuals is private. It's for those two. No one else. It's an intimate relationship for those two by consent. It does not get out anyway. Whoever chooses to talk about it, then it's their choice. But I don't discuss that with anybody. I don't. As one who is openly and actively supportive of His Excellency President ED Mnangagwa, Mood and Moyo believed that they could come together to turn the president or the presidium against me through his CIO operative. This CIO operative, I can tell you, the Director General of CIO, who's professional, DG Ambassador Isaac Moyo, I can tell you does not know about this. Susan was given CIOs to move around with. She came to Norton. And Eleanor's mother's put a report to the police where she donated bricks and went and took the bricks. That's theft. When you donate somebody to somebody you've donated, she went with CIO operatives. Who is she to be given CIO operatives? That's taxpayers' money. What protection does she require? She's cleared by CIO at the airport. She's received by CIO as who? I may have fallen for the operative, but been able to see through and expose the scheme. Anyone who knows and understands me will know that I'm a single father by choice. I'm not married. I respect any contract that is entered into marriage. It is a contract of sorts where one appends their signature to the document. The day I append my signature to the document and you see me with somebody else, that's a scandal. Because I would have said to her, I will not cheat. You've got people who are leading churches, the Word of Life. Dr. Shana, he has scandals in the church. Yet they are married. The women go to the pastor and not to the Amai pastor when they have problems with the men. They've signed contracts. That evidence I'll give you too. That's why I mentioned it. These are issues that you must look at from a journalism point of view. But Honorable Mliswa, you are married, you have a marriage certificate married to X. You are cheating on your wife. How many are cheating on their wives? How many wives are cheating on their men? Irukubaya guy. Yeah. So let's not, so it was not the issue. I've observed the deceitful behavior many conduct in their marriages and have decided that marriage is not for me for now. I'm not one who want to lie to my wife and say I'm having a meeting, yet I'm with a girlfriend. I can't, being timber. Others, that's fine, have got the talent to lie and the skill. I can't. I want to do what I want to do, and I want to live my life for myself, not for anybody else. That makes me happy. The children I have are all happy. I've never been taken to court for failing to look after them. Out of the 18 children I have, for own information, I'll disclose this. 4 are not mine. And I told their mothers, but I continue to just look after them. We always think that it's men who are dishonest. It's not like that. They're young children. I've even included them in my will. They'll get their education. They'll get what my kids will get. It will be up to the mother to say to them, I would break their hearts. I'm human. Whether one agrees or disagrees with my choice is a matter of another day. However, the fact that I am unmarried and for one to insinuate a formal introduction to my mother is to disrespect my beloved mother, my value systems, and my plan of life. The facts of the matter are that flowers were bought as a token to my mother in acknowledgement to a woman who had nurtured such a kind-hearted person. Naturally and unwittingly, I obliged. I am flabbergasted at how this has been misconstrued. 7. Whilst I'm an independent House of Assembly, my sister, Honorable Mary Mliswa Chikoka, is an active member of the ruling party, ZANU-PF, a trusted government minister, loyal, serving under the capable leadership of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe and Commander of the Defense Forces, ED Mnangagwa. Honorable Mary Mliswa is a high achiever. Let me tell you one thing about our father. Our father was involved in Zipra. Our father was very close to Joshua Nkomo. He refused to be in politics after the thing struggle. If you want to know more about my father, go to SK Moyo and to General Mtintiniri. They're the ones who tell you more about my father. My mother went to school with Honorable Tongo Gara in Zambia. That's where we were born. He refused. They'll tell you that Joshua liked him. When the comrades tell me, Joshua liked your father. My father was Peter Mliswa, and he had charisma. He taught us well. When we were young, when we grew up, he wanted us to always read the newspaper. And Mary always read the newspaper, and my father nicknamed Mary British, as young as she was. That she spoke well, she read well, and she was eloquent. So the way she speaks is because our father spent time getting us to read newspaper articles when we were young. I failed the test because I would stutter, naturally. But Mary would not stutter and pass the test. So we have an upbringing which is sound. Of a father who was a social worker, a mother who is a nurse. We are 6 in my family. My father had 1 wife and 6 kids. Me having 18 kids is my choice. My brother is married with 2 kids. My other brother is married with 3 kids. I'm the firstborn. It's a choice I make. Hapana chivanu. When 2 people agree kuti vaite vana, mwenda kumatest mwete mwanari healthy. Hazvinei nani. It is a new order. You agree. Damage ndinobhadhara. Hapana kwevana vangu 18 kwandinobhadhara damage. Vamwe varikugara nevakadzi vasina kuroora kana mombe vasati vaendesa. Ndino-respecta culture yedu. And I do that. On the pregnancy claims, I cannot comment much. It's subject to a DNA, a paternity test. If they are my children, I'll look after them like any other child. I'll look after them. But I said, a DNA. I'm aware of many things, and I would not want at this point in time to talk about Susan. Susan is a mother of 1, a great young man called Tendai, who I think by all means, you must also think of him. must be careful that we are dealing with somebody who in a way needs help mentally. And I will not take this time to pounce on her. I will not do that. I'm hoping that the help that she needs will be given to her. Mental illness comes in different forms, and it needs help. It is my appeal to her that she's a great young man who will grow up, and she's done well in looking after him. And may she continue doing that. And may the media stop abusing such women who are emotional. It's sad. Finally, I owe a debt of gratitude to those who have stood by me through all this work, took time to know and understand me for who and what I am, and not for the scandals Bible targeted at me. I sincerely apologize to all those who have had their names unceremoniously and dragged into this debacle. That to me is what made me meet you today. It's about a leader thinking of other people around you who you work with. I don't want people working with me to think when there's a scandal, I don't stand and defend them. I must emerge and defend the people I work around. I further apologize for causing any undue stress and confusion to the constituents of Norton. But funny enough, I told them to discuss this issue on the groups. They said, no, this is your private life. There's no taxpayers' money involved. Your CDF, you account for it. You go beyond the call of duty. You do what you have to do, and so forth. I reassert my commitment to all in Norton, continue uplifting the community. I've never abdicated my role as a legislator, and I thank you for the support. Thank you too for all those on social media who have had the courage to look beyond the sensationalization and have sent and posted messages of encouragement, support. I appreciate. Daily I pray for a united and productive Zimbabwe, a Zimbabwe that accepts and meets everyone at their point of need. There's a lot at stake that requires maturity and tolerance, both men and women, to pull together for a betterment of the country. Above all, let the spirit of Ubuntu reign as we thank God for blessing. As we have such a beautiful country, we have the resources. Now let us make the right choices and come together for the unity and purpose of prosperity. Don King said this: I don't care what you write about me. Publicity is publicity, whether bad. But as long as you spell my name correct in your article, I don't care what you write about me. Publicity, whether bad or good, is publicity. But as long as you spell my name correctly. I have realized that I have a following that I didn't realize I had. And it has made me realize that whatever I do, there are people who believe in me more than I ever thought. And as such, I will do the necessary, not to let them down. I appreciate that. Social media today is critical, but it does not determine who will win the elections. But I'm on it, I understand it, and I was quite humbled by the debate which was there and so forth. And I'm hoping that with this conference, session, a lot of issues have been clarified, and I think the truth is now out. It was a project indeed. Yes.